Memorial Day is Monday, and today a Sioux City senior living community paid tribute to veterans with a flag-raising ceremony.
KTIV's Morgan Jones has more.
To celebrate and honor to those who have served our country as well as those who still serve today, Charter Senior Living of North Park Place unfurled Old Glory and raised it to begin Memorial Day weekend.
They've made major milestones. They've seen changes and things that we'll never know in our lives. And so we'll give them the opportunity to share those things and to come together in fellowship and just invite those people in the community to come and enjoy that with them.
The flagpole has started at half staff and then rose to the top of the flagpole with the help of Gene Wilmot, a retired U.S. Army veteran. The ceremony was meant to honor those who have died serving their country.
I felt very proud that we can live in a country like this where we're free to express our opinions, and there's no other place on earth like the United States.
Following the flag-raising ceremony, veterans and members of the community came out and spoke about their service and what Memorial Day truly means to them.
Many lost their life doing this, and people should realize this. So I think that Memorial Day has to rank with the most important days of the year.
Remembering those who served, so their service and sacrifice is never forgotten. In Sioux City, Morgan Jones, KTIV News 4.